I've been writing on Substack for the last 13 months and grew to 9,000 email subscribers. So if I had to start Substack over again, then here's exactly what I would do. So this video is going to save you months in trial and error and trying just to figure things out on your own. So if you're serious about growing on Substack, be sure to watch it till the end. But just before getting started, if you actually want to learn how to grow your newsletter with 300 to 500 new subscribers each month with Substack, there is a free course that you can grab. It's the first link in the description. Okay, so the first thing that I would do is that I would actually stop treating Substack as a newsletter platform, right? So you have all these people telling that they're ditching their autoresponder for Substack simply because you can send free emails, right? But Substack is not a newsletter platform. And the reason is because when you open Substack, what do you see? Like, do you see a list of recommended newsletters? No, you see a news feed like this. And here's where it gets worse. Substack is going to present you with a For You feed, which means it's actually going to show you even content from people you don't know. But here is the thing. You're not going to see the long form posts. What you're going to see is simply their short form notes. So what Substack really is, it's social media with the ability to actually write long form content. So it's not replacing Medium, right? It's a totally different ballgame. Tip number 2 with daily. So posting something daily on Substack doesn't mean that you need to be chained to your computer 24/7, right? You can actually do this part-time. The reason is because you can actually write a note in 3 minutes. Can you write 50 words in 3 minutes? Absolutely, you can, right? You can write 10 notes in 30 minutes, right? And you have enough notes for the whole week. You can also write long form articles like this one in 30 to 45 minutes. And if you don't know how, there is a cheat sheet down below. It's the first link in the description. Next tip. And this is a tip that most people actually don't want to follow. Stop treating Substack as a brain fart platform. I see so many people on Substack, they have all these different interests and they want to explore all these different things. But what you really do is that you're simply journaling in public. And you know what? People don't give a damn about it. What people care about is whether or not they understand what you're standing for, they understand what you are writing about, and you actually solve their problem. Let's just take a look at all the different pieces of content that I put on Substack. Did you notice something? It's all about content creation, right? And if one day you're talking about weight loss, the second about your cat, and the third about gardening, guess what? You're simply going to confuse people. People will not know why to follow you. And if they follow you for weight loss, they are not going to follow you for gardening. So stop being stupid. And this goes back to actually finding your niche, finding the ideal reader that you're writing for. Not only will this help you grow faster, but it will also help you come up with content ideas people actually resonate with. And if you're still stubborn and think that you have an ADHD brain, that you're multi-passionate, cool. I have a bunch of different interests too. But if you want to get traction, you need to stick to one thing. Next tip, Substack subscriptions are the wrong business model. And the reason is because, especially when you have a small audience, the numbers actually don't work out, right? So here's what actually happens. Only 1 to 3% of your free subscribers will upgrade, which means that you roughly need 5,000 free subscribers to make $5,000 if you're charging $8 per month for your Substack newsletter. Compare that to selling a course for $200 or coaching for $1,000 a month, right? It's basically the same content, but just a different format. But you'll make 100 times more profit, right? So there are a bunch of other issues like churn, right? People who subscribe and then cancel. Not to mention that it also confuses you as a creator, right? Hey, like, what should I keep for free? What should I put behind a paywall, right? And when you're just getting started, what you need is distribution. You simply need to get more people to discover your work. So here is my advice. Keep your Substack for free and turn off the stupid paid subscriptions. Next tip, stop chasing subscriber like a loser playing the lottery. And here is the issue with all platforms, not just Substack, is that you're constantly getting judged, right? Am I getting more subscribers, right? Like how many people actually opened this and how many people actually viewed that, right? And all this is, pardon my French, effing up your brain. And do you know why? Simply because you can't control how many people are going to like, how many people are going to share, how many people are going to do this and that, right? It's something beyond your control. The thing you can control is showing up every day, posting something, interacting with others, and actually the inputs that you're going to put into your Substack machine, right? So that's the whole thing that you should focus on. Focus on what you can control and start enjoying the journey, right? Because that's where you're going to get an unfair advantage. This is where you're going to simply stick to it, even if you see no growth at all. Next tip, pay yourself first. If you actually want to build and grow your audience and make money from your content, then stop treating all of this as an afterthought. You don't need to be chained at your computer 24/7. What you simply need to do is do it the first thing in the morning, right? Don't wait until the end of the day, after work, after the kids, after everything else, because your brain is mush, right? But do it the first thing in the morning before anything else steals your energy. Next tip, don't be original, because originality is overrated, especially when you're just getting started. The fastest way to actually get traction is to look at what's already working and do your own version of it. Look up a few writers who are writing to the same niche and to the same audience, right? And again, this is why niches are so important. So the best way to get started is to simply look at other writers in your niche who are targeting kind of the same reader. And you can reverse engineer absolutely. So let's just take a look at Carrie right here. Simply look at what kind of nodes are actually getting traction right here. What are the nodes that actually perform better than any other nodes, right? So as you can see, most of the nodes get roughly 10 to 20 likes, right? And as soon as I see something popping up, I can actually start reverse engineering this. So as you can see this right here, it has more likes than all the other nodes that we just scroll through, right? Now you actually want to ask yourself, okay, what can I learn from this node? Let's just take a look at the tone. The tone right here, it's kind of inspiration, right? There is also some reframe going on about building a newsletter versus building your freedom, building your income, and building your impact. I can actually take the same idea and simply write it in my own words, keeping that aspirational tone and that angle about freedom and newsletter. So you can do this with notes and you can do this with newsletters. So simply look at what's already working and then simply create your own version of it. Next tip, get more mileage out of your ideas. So again, you should be posting more notes than writing newsletters on Substack. We already talked about that. And if you actually follow this advice, you're going to see that some of your notes are going to perform better than other ones. And then what you want to do, you actually want to turn that same note into a full-fledged article. So let's just take a look at this note right here. This note performed better than most of my other notes back in the days. So usually my notes would get like 20 likes and a handful of comments. This one got 153 likes, 39 comments, and 8 restacks. So this shows me something. People are actually interested in that. So what I then did is I simply turned that same note into an article. And as you can see, this became my most viral and popular article in my entire Substack publication, right? So instead of hunting for new ideas, simply go back to ideas you already posted and see the ones that resonated the most and turn these into a long form article. Okay, next tip, don't just post and ghost. What you actually want to do is you actually want to interact with other writers. So this means liking, this means commenting, and basically showing that you are active on the platform. This will actually help the algorithms and also other people discover your notes, right? So when someone likes or comments, it will automatically also appear in others' feeds. And this is how you get discovered. Set a time apart and simply start commenting, start liking, start interacting with others. I created a cheat sheet that will help you apply all the tips that I shared with you in this video. So if you actually want to grab it, it's free. It's the first link in the description. So I hope that this video was helpful and I see you in the next one.